Similar. That's again getting pretty close to the stop loss. And it was up here. What's it on now? The daily, and it was up at, look at this price earlier on today. I don't know. Yeah. So say, I know it's irritating. You modify, you make 20 pips, it goes on, they hit the TP. It's certainly better than what's happened at the moment. I mean, just look at that. Right up there now, look at it. So I say you got to, when you're in a decent profit, 20 pips, maybe not, but certainly when you're up about 60, 70 as you were earlier on this morning, at least get the stop to protect. Because this is ridiculous now, the market. Really, really ridiculous.
For once, I thought I wasn't going to close early like I normally do, and I would let it run to take profit.
Yeah.
The one time I did, but I was.
You got a point there, Mark.
I was 101 pips in profit at one stage.
Oh, no, don't make the day.
God.
Oh, no, thank you. Well, no. The problem is, to be fair, very well, you're fast asleep at 2 in the morning. It's already all you should have done it, but you're not sitting front 24/7. No food, no loo, no sleep, no nothing. You're realistic. But no, that's even more frustrating because, of course, you've got a better price than the actual signal. A lot of people did. That's even worse. When you're 100 pips, you've got to get that stop up. This you should not, definitely ever. Got the morning, I don't know, sometime around it, I don't know. But 100 pips up to turn that into it looks like you're getting stopped out is a thing out of bloody nightmares. You know?
It is.
Yeah, well, pain in the backside.
I'm kind of hoping it finds support where it is now.
Well, it might find some support where it is now. Yeah, I don't want a big movement down. I'm looking. I'm not even 4 o'clock discussion. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, what jobless came out, but jobless is okay. But I mean, that's sort of where is it again? Here we are. So, but yeah, 196, only 6,000 rand more claims than expected, which is not exactly, 190 expected, 500. You get the idea. I mean, 6,000 peanuts. It's this ridiculous reaction. And look what's happened to the dollar since early on this morning. 103.50. Now it's 102.70 on the dollar index. I mean, it's crazy. Sorry, mate, it's not your fault. It's not mine either. It's freaking crazy. Excuse my language.
I did a Euro USD short as well, which is also just stopped out now.
Well, there you are then. There you are then.
Yeah.
When this sort of thing happens when you buy or sell it, I mean, it's just absolute insanity. Just certainly not doing my bloody. The few days I've got left, I'm starting to lose them as well as I'm tearing about 2 or 3 strands out. But no, it's frustrating, yeah. Yeah, sure. No,
I'm going to mute now and keep quiet.
Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, all right, sure. You're up 10 pips, and you can't modify your stop 10 pips away from 10 pips, clearly. And it shoots up at 3, 4, and 5 in the morning. You're not up and about, but you can't blame yourself then. It's not blaming anybody. It's just effing frustrating to be 100 pips up and then get smacked. It looks like it's bouncing now. It looks like it might do what it did before, like, remember? It got down to about 3 pips as the stop and then went up and got the TP. Don't know if anybody, 31 according to this. I don't know, maybe the spread knocked people out. I don't know, they're still in. Are you still in on it, Mark?
I'm still in the job. I've got two SLs because I entered twice.
Okay.
So the one is at 13126 and 13164. So not much of a difference.
Okay.
But my entries are quite different.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
It's about a 50 pip stop between them. Yeah.
Okay. Well, 50 pips should do it. What am I going to say? Yeah. It looks like it might just have hit the stop. I think some guys might have been stopped out. Let's look a little bit closer. Yeah, you might have actually. Don't know anyone's been stopped out on this. Hello, UK. I hope it might be still in. It recovers, obviously, but it came literally this time about 2 pips away from the stop. think somebody up top there's out to play around with my buddy here. Well, I hope you're not all knocked out yet, because you seem to be trying to recover for some reason. But I tell you, even that apart, it's this ridiculous overreaction. 6,000 of jobless. It's not the payrolls. It's not non-farm payrolls, sorry. It's not the CPI. It's the jobless, once a week jobless claims. It has some importance, sure, of course it does. But 6,000 on a relatively lesser important fundamental. And you get this sort of carry on. This means that people out there are just going on emotional nerves. You know, I mean, yeah.
I read an opinion piece today where they said that the market is basically saying now, this year particularly, that Powell, you can do what you want. We actually don't care about your interest rates. Interest can go up. We're still going to be bullish. And it's like a complete turnaround to the way things have always worked. And it was at least as long as the little time that I've been trading. You know, they're always directly inversely proportional to each other. But this year, apparently, the trend seems to have been changing. Like interest rates are going up. Well, who cares? You know, the markets. Look what happened the other day with, was it NFP or CPI? When the complete
NFP
opposite
was on Friday and CPI is coming out on Tuesday, so that would have been last month's CPI. But
yeah,
no,
it was one of them where interest rates shot up or inflation shot up and the market shot up.
Yeah, yeah, but inflation, if it shoots up, the market, the share market, should in theory come off, because inflation is talking about increasing interest rates.
Exactly.
The market, yeah, make sure I've got it right around my own mind actually. So it makes no sense. I didn't obviously haven't seen that article, but that article, if I read that, so that makes no sense. If you're going to go that sort of direction, you might as well go to the casino and put it on red or black as the mood sees fit, because that is just pure gambling then. Because the whole idea is to get a skill developed with some rationality behind it, you know. I mean, if it's going to be sort of make no sense to anyone, you might just pick a solid coin. Should I don't need to take exams. I don't do the advisor. Just say, should I go long or short on this? Well, I've got a coin, right? If it's heads, go long. If it's tails, go short. I mean, that's about the best advice. These guys are saying that article, which is, that's no bloody good. Don't ask them, Kate. I think soddy knows. You can probably hear me talking here in frustration. Hey, at least anyway, Cody said he's still in on it. But yeah, I know, it's just said to try. That's why I've got a couple of guys come and say, have you got any trades out today? Some guys have their funds to get more signals, and I haven't had a single trade out today. You might get one just now. I don't know. You might help me one. But I hate these sessions because I start feeling I'm waffling on about nothing at all, boring me, never mind boring yourselves there. And then sometimes get tempted to push something you're holding on to. Actually, funny enough, there was one looked at earlier on that subject. That was Tembi, Euro GBP, any sense out of that one? But yeah, if you're frustrated, trust me, I've been doing this for a while, and so am I. It's just this is a chicken with his head off, or a guy with too many drinks trying to get some sense out of him. Now, what do we want to look at? This was a buy. Probably that's a good idea. Hey, Mark, this is it looks as a buy, right? So we should all be selling. How's that for an idea? I think we nailed it. Hey, Mark, work out a buy and then sell it. Work out a sell and buy it. That might be the answer. See you in the Bahamas on your yacht. Okay, I'll wave as I pass by. No, but I'm sorry. I'm just being a bit bloody bitchy now. Excuse me. Sorry. But now, so just as well, we waited for confirmation, because now that's coming off. As you say, sometimes the best trade is just not to trade. And this is one of them. Okay, so yeah, we looked at that. Thought it was a good possibility if that held. Euro's supposed to be strong, the pound, whatever that with it. There's no funds in the pound. Around tomorrow. I decided to come off how much? 30 pips. It's not a lot. It's not the point. It would have been in the range. Here we go again. I mean, you know. So I'm sorry, guys. We might even curtail this thing here, because last thing I want to get the trade and get desperate out of just irritation and find something, and then you kick yourself afterwards. I've been trying to hope there might be some sign on this one here. CHF JPY. Absolutely sod all there. Thought it might get a break up. Nope. Would it break back down? Nope. No, nothing. You know, you can see a meter by looking at the candle, guys. Okay, so it's definitely you know, like a Monday sometimes this day. Really frustrating. Yeah, let's see what the NAS is doing. Gold's chopped up again, it's all over the place. Now, literally about 15 minutes ago, it was 1880, it's all over the sodding place. Nas decided to jump up. And one client's overexposing it, so for her sake, she joined me. I think she has. Hope she will join me. For her sake, she overexposed on the buy on this one. Gross overexposed. Looks like she's getting lucky. Hope she comes in here to try and head her off, make her happy with it. She won't be lucky every time. We had to sell on that one. That one, didn't we, this morning? And what happened there? I think we changed our mind. So I don't know what's happening here. AUDNZD. Oh, just bloody well, look at it. It's coming off just now. Let's look at the 15 minutes. It's coming off, just now. I thought, well, maybe we missed it. Now look at it. Indecision, 15-minute indecision. That's popped up again. Probably come back again. What's that range there? 5 pip range going nowhere. 5 sodding pips. Buy or say it, mate. It's up to you. Oh, sorry. I thought it was on the. Yeah. AUDSL. Yeah, it's just look at that. It's coming off. Buyers are coming in. Will it get there again and then the sellers come in? No, leave it alone. True story. Worst thing that can happen to you on the Nasdaq is to actually make money and then you're hooked. I've often said this, Eugene. The Nasdaq is the heroin of traders. Once they've played around that Nasdaq, I suppose it's like once you've had a Ferrari and the hairs and your breeze, a cabriolet or whatever, and you're flying along on the summer's evening. This will go back to your old Volksy, hey. But yeah, no, it's definitely the heroin of trading. I agree on that. And then you get margin calls. Yeah. Be very careful. Exciting though it is. It's like a very exciting guy, hey, ladies. Exciting, but you got to watch him. Remember, years ago, I used to know a guy like that. He was just very exciting company, but broke a few arse. Anyway, we want to look at AUD-CAD. Actually, you might know him, Mark, because I've mentioned it before. You live in Cape Town. You used to, what was it called? That Thunderdome, what he used to call it. Thunder City, that's right. Michael Beachyhead. We used to call him biggest dickers, actually, but won't go down that far. Poor guy had a heart attack lately. And he was like a bit of a pal of mine way back, about 30, nearly 35 years ago, actually. And yeah, he was really, really charismatic. You might know him because he became quite famous, being owned about 12 jets. In fact, the only licensed guy to fly all of them at Thunder City. You might know if he was there. But you won't know anymore. I'm afraid he died at 59, heart attack. Anyway, it's another story. AUD last night. Took it last night, which currently in profit. Scary young, yeah. Especially had so much going for him. Obviously a multi-millionaire, and he actually got married in the end. I think he's run out of ladies, so he thought might marry one of them. On the NAS. Before we go to AUD, what do you want to do? AUD, let's get carried away. AUD-CAD. Do you want to buy it? No, do you? I'm scared as well. I mean, it's not breaking through. Technically speaking, it's a buy. I think it was mentioned earlier on, but I don't know. To be honest, I just don't know. CAD should be independent of the dollar, but it's going to follow the dollar. The dollar might bounce from here. It's come off a bit. That means the weaker Canadian will it have follow through? Continue that weakness to force the AUD up. The 10-day moving average seems to be holding. If you were to do it, if you're braver man than me, you got to put the stop down here somewhere. 150 pips stop. If you do that, you won't get a ratio. If you take it up there, you'll get a ratio. So you've got to put the stop maybe here within the range. That's very risky, and even that is a 60, nearly 70 pips. So you look at least about 110, 120 maybe. So you got at least look. You could probably squeeze it if you went there. I'm just too scared of that thing at the moment.
I think the ship has sailed already on that one. I entered it last night, and yeah, about 60 odd pips in profit at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a better way of putting it. The ship is sell on that, yeah. Being scared doesn't say much for my macho image, eh? So probably a good way of putting it. The ship is sell,
I think it still could go up to the top of that last red candle, the second last red candle.
Yeah.
The other one, the one to the right.
Yeah,
Other right. Yeah, that would, yeah. Yeah, I reckon it could still go up there though.
I
You
think
look
so,
on the
yeah.
daily,
If
it's
you go
kind
up
of
there,
pushing up.
yeah, I agree if you're in, but you can't join. That's only 50 pips away, and you can't cover
Yeah.
30 pip stop. That's
No,
that's
no.
that's just not good. Okay, anyway, tried. No, thanks for the try. What moving averages? Okay, quick one there. If there's not much going on the trading, which is like it might happen, these are sort of questions I need. I often say, guys, I can't answer that on the live chat. You need to come in so I can show you. They don't often, and I give them the details. Say, oh yeah, I'll join. They never do. I don't know why. Maybe they can't work-wise. I don't know. But if they want to, they want to do something, you've got to basically join in. I can explain. Anyway, I'll leave that alone. We all know that. Yeah. So what are those moving averages? Thank you for asking. I want more people to do this. The two most important is the blue one, which is the 50 simple. Okay, it says there 50, so not the exponential simple. And the other one is the 200. Why have you put them on there and save them? Why are they so good? No other reason, is because they're so widely used. Nothing more clever than that. If they widely use a 75 or 226 on an exponential widely used, it's self-reacting, is that the right word? Self-fulfilling. Because that so widely used, people use them and they tend to follow them. That's why. So they're the most important. Another one's reasonably important, only put on recently, only had recently this one, is the 100. I quite like it, so I've decided to leave it there. That's the black line. And this is personal choice, the 10. I often find sometimes gives some indication if you want to take profits to when. What do I mean by that? One of the most difficult things the most difficult thing in trading is when to get out. When to get in, pick and all that's got some skills, but when to get out. And this I find can be sometimes quite useful. I don't know, for argument's sake, it was down here, it's in the buy zone, and you see the whole candle maybe is above the 10. Maybe you entered, or maybe you entered here, I don't know, it held and you bounced or something. Anyway, whatever, you entered right about these levels here. It's going up nicely, and you can see all this way it's still, you get it above. Then it starts to fall through. You might want to wait a full candle before you get out there, or if you see it's coming off fairly quickly, you check is it a fundamental. It might have been a fundamental Aussie dollar. Think with the interest rate on the Aussie dollar. Well, that would affect it. So you might say, I'll take my profits coming off here. I've made a lot of money. The interest rate's coming out. I think maybe just take it easy in case it falls off, which it did. Oh, I might miss out, went up further, but I still banked quite a bit of profit. But it's one way. It's not ideal. Nothing's 100%, far from it, but it gives you some indication when to get out. If you back test it, you might have got in here somewhere. You'd still be in. It's gone up. You'd still be in. You'd still be in. Still be in. You'd be out somewhere around about there. And then you say, right, let's see, it's come back here. Seems to be holding. You don't have to wait till it goes above to buy it. You might want to wait for confirmation. There's no harm in that. Or you might think it seems to be holding. I'll try that. But then you'd have been in a few days. If you got in when it broke there, let's say in this one here, then you would have been up. So let's see how far you'd been up. You'd have probably got out right about there. 200 pips. You know what I'm saying? So have a look at it. I find it quite useful for that purpose. Anyway, did you get all that, Buckley? 10-day, 50, 200, and this one's 100. Put them on. You know how to do it. It's not here to teach platform trading. It doesn't matter if we get quiet and do it quickly. Go to insert indicators, trend, go to your moving average, and then you put it in. Make sure it's simple. Thicken the line a little bit, so not too thick, but not too thin either. Show you recognize it. Remember the colors. If you like my colors, fair enough. If you like your own, also fair enough. As long as you can immediately see which is which. Don't be going on the wrong one. And then please save it. Save the template. And then you can just save it and then you can come back to it. So you might get a situation like I have where you've got quite a few saved. Look at that lot there. See quite a few. And then just pick the ones you like. You might want this one without the 100, another one with just these two, another one with a 20, another one with, I don't know what about. I don't really know. You can have 2 or 3 saves. So you just swap quickly by going to templates and jump between them. Make sense? I hope that you all got that. Thank brilliantly for the answer. Pushing people all the time to ask these questions, interact, so they will learn, I don't know, you don't know till you ask. If we're shy, well, try not to be shy. It's not difficult. We won't pounce you, thanks, Pete. And you will get help from guys like Peter, etc. They will assist you. We're not here to take the mickey. We're here to assist you. Any time I get close to taking the mickey, I said, I can't put a trade in. It says not enough money. What does that mean? very difficult to take the mickey then. You think, what the hell do you think it means? And then you look at the account, it's got about 20 bucks in there. And you think, do you have any common sense? Then you might find me getting a little bit, yeah. But otherwise, no, please ask. Yeah, well, it's meant to be witty, a sense of ridiculous, etc. But to say different cultures, different sense of humor. Some guys might be offended, and it's meant to be fun banter. But Blackadder very much. I think things like Blackadder, Faulty Towers, some of those guys like Tommy Cooper, etc. I think it's brilliant comics all over the world, but I think they're really up there. Best, really talented, and the ability to laugh at themselves, etc. Strong sense of ridiculous. But and they often laugh at themselves because we all don't often employ basically common sense. But yeah, but trying to make their fortune with about tiny amounts of money like 50 bucks and wonder why they get quite stroppy to point that out. Well, I did my other broker, I'm taking my business there. I don't know how to put it, sir, but I certainly won't, because it's rude. You might complain. What brokers wants your 50 rand business? You know what I mean? What business? But anyway, say just a bit of common sense. The thing might be a lot of money to him, but fortune in the world of things it ain't. That's the problem. So not knocking a person, just trying to get them to see a bit of rationality. Okay, fair comment. Yeah, so we'll march on. Is the USD JPY any recovery at all? Trying to. So you guys are still in. Thanks, Karen, for telling me that. Again, it flirted literally like 2-3 pips from the start. But it's still not good. But at least it's better it was a month or two ago, and maybe recover a bit. And don't forget, guys, have your position size calculator. So it doesn't matter what you leverage. Don't care if you go in with a bigger amount because your leverage is so large. Ignore that, irrelevant. Make sure you risk what you want to lose. Don't go in like you got 1,000 rand on a 500 one and go for about 5 micros just because you can on the Nasdaq. That was 50 cents. What's that? 8.5 rand per pip movement. It can open up at 4:30, 100 pip movement. What's 100? 8.5, 850, 850 bucks. You haven't got the Tom, your margin call. You get the idea. We did last time, so fingers crossed there, Mr. Araman. Well, yeah, fingers crossed. The other one was doing okay. Let's see if it's still doing okay with this one. Not much is happening, but at least it's okay. I'd rather be slow in the profit, obviously, than flying around negative, but it's only about 18-20 pips up, but at least it's slow. I got in there yesterday. At least it's going somehow. But seem to be holding above the entry. But see what I mean? Because how long? Who would have guessed in 24 hours or more? In fact, more than this. We said in the morning. In about 36 hours, it's moved 20 pips. You know what I mean? The NAS will do that in a couple of seconds on opening. It just shows you're going to be aware of this room. And ask me, is it going to speed up? I have no idea. Don't think anybody has. Beware of people who get say, oh no, this is a must. I must get in this one, blah blah blah. Be aware of people advise like that. Guarantee they won't be qualified. Guarantee they know much about trading because there's no guarantees. You've got to don't overexpose. Risk what you can afford to lose, and keep the position size correct. The stop loss will stop you out and it bounces you frustrated, but rather have that protection, like which are these tightrope walkers, safety net, than try a tightrope without a safety net. Could be pretty dangerous to say the least. Okay, Marcus, not a problem. You did a little bit of taste trading. I hope it's not much you've seen, but I hope it's enough to make you come back, because I'm saying this, if you don't, I see it all the time, guys who don't bother, who are actually making mistakes that we can rectify. What the market is another thing, but we can rectify it. I hope that lady's going to join, because she's got a few things she needs to sort out. And I wanted to go through it with her here, but she's joined last year. Check the names here. I don't think she has. Maybe she's back. I don't know. No, she's not joined. Well, it's up to her. What else can I do? Yes, correct. I don't know a pro trader. I don't know if anybody travel the world met a pro trader who doesn't always say correct position sizing, correct volumes, correct risk management is absolutely vital. I haven't come across anyone who knows what they're talking about. Anyone advise you that, oh, this is abuse. Go in, you can be 50% on this one. That guy, go in the opposite direction. As Buffett used to say, if you're in a share that's doing well and your dentist advises you to buy that share, that's a good time to sell. Sorry, dentist, but you could be anybody, a doctor. There might be good dentists or doctors, but you know what I mean? That's Buffett, not me, by the way. So if you don't like that, go and sling your arrows of outrageous fortune at him. It's not bad. Good's a bit of a strong word. At least he's doing okay. It's not exactly hit the TP. Why? Catch you like. I'm not too worried about the TP, to be honest. TP is a long way away. I think TP we got out here is where is it now? What's it now? 59.41. It's a long way away. Yeah, 100 pips away. Don't worry about that right now. It's all about risk management. Trying to decrease the risk, the downside. If it gets there and it's still rocking and rolling, well, fair enough. But you modify your TP. You can even then modify your TP upward. Sorry, modify your stop loss. You can modify your TP up then maybe, and maybe take a bit off the table. I don't know what position size you got. Let's pretend a mini, 10 micros, a mini. Maybe you bank 5 micros, let the other 5 run. You're protecting properly your stop loss. That's the more distant approach. I get you. It happened at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're fast asleep. Well, of course you can't. That's about the only time I value a trading stock. I've never used one, but that's the only time I value. As long as you have enough knowledge to know what percent to set it for the particular volatility of that specific instrument. Even then, you can get a candle like this, and you can get a candle like that, all on the daily. So even that's not easy. But sometimes it might be an idea if you go to sleep or whatever. But otherwise, yeah, modify and risk management, those things are absolute. No, I've got a horror story happened to saw one guy, I'm not mentioning any names, who's built up a damn good profit over a couple of years of trading. And some advice from some buddy of his says, no, these are great. You're going too small, mate. You want to make money, go with these then, put in properly. And he's just about blown his account. Where do you get that from? Oh, some guy he met. You know what I mean? This is trying to get something for nothing, trying to get from A to Z in 5 minutes is usually where you trip up. It's boring, I know, to be patient, but it's probably more profitable. Unless you get very lucky. It happens, but mostly not. For every lottery winner, there's a couple of million who lost their few bucks, you know what I mean? They don't rely on that kind of luck. And don't set ridiculous targets. Can I make 5,000 a month? Oh, yeah. Yeah, some people do. Yeah, sure. But they do with substantial capital to be able to do it. Or 10 grand or 20 grand a month. Everyone wants to make 100 grand a month, but nobody's even wanting to put any capital to achieve it. Unfortunately, is a gang. Here, we try to get proper professional standards in the room here. We're not in the sales game now.
That was it 5 minutes to go.
We got a couple of trades out. What's the NAS doing? I think might even bounce up a little bit on opening. We'll see anyway. Very strange at the moment. But anyway, we'll see what happens on opening. Gold's still doing anything? Yeah, it's gold. Here we are. It's popped up a bit for whatever reason, best known to itself. Well, to be fair, that's not as stupid as say. It's a good reason because the dollar has come off quite a bit. Overreaction. It's fair enough. Yeah, I'm bullish on the gold anyway. Don't enter it now, but I'm bullish on it. I'd rather buy the pullbacks rather than trying to cleverly sell it down. What in profit, Mark? I suppose we look at that side. 13 pips. What are we on there? NZD CHF. No, it's all right. 58.30 was the entry, wasn't it? 58.30, yeah. And you're 13 in profit, if that's the correct term, then that's 35, 5 pips, right? If you got in about 30 pips above, then I'd be questioning that, but 5 pips. What's 5 pips amongst friends, eh? 32, you're 2 pips above the signal, man. That's fine, no problem there. If you got in, let's say, it's above, I'll be questioning that. What's 5 pips amongst friends? What's 2 pips amongst enemies? You know, it's nothing. Yeah, I don't know if you took them, Marius, but if you did, you should be doing all right. No, hang on, no, wrong way around. If you bought them, you should be doing all right. So your dollars, you know, is weakened. Gone back up here. Don't know like to last. You might take it out, but I'm very, very aware of that dollar at the moment. Oh, far too early. Oh, God, yeah, far too early. You might want to reduce risk. Where's the stop? 5764. You might want to pop it up to maybe 5790. So that's reduced your risk from 64 to 90. That's what, 26 pips. It'll reduce your risk. Still have it there, but it's a smaller one. And you budge on, let's say, 10 units. Now you're risking maybe 5 or 6 units, if you get my point. So you can do that, but don't get up to entry. It's too close. Yeah. I wouldn't mind. So I'm sorry to be such a bloody chicken here, but I wouldn't. That dollar's worrying me. I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly thinks, hang on a minute, why did I come off all those points on the index when there's only 6,000 out on the jobless, which is not a really that top of primary funding anyway. You know, as I say, it's like calling the doctor because you cut your finger. Surely you can get a plaster and put some ointment on yourself. It's a bit overreaction to call the doctor. You know what I mean? Like call the electrician to change a light bulb. Sure, you can do that yourself. So bottom line is I'll be chasing up now. No, I think you might be looking for maybe a sell soon. I'm not sure this dollar is going to continue at these levels, but we shall see. But I'm not confident to enter either way on this one. It's just been too iffy the last few days, and especially today. It's not getting any direction, giving me confidence that I can say, Morris, I like it. Put my name, branded name, I like it behind it. I'm paid $1 billion a year sponsorship. So I've got to put my name behind it. And I'm going to put my name behind that. It's too risky. You're then same with this one here. In fact, if this comes back and holds, we might get a short, but it's going to depend on the dollar, and the dollar's jumping around. I'm not sure it's going to retain 103. Might be a chance. I just don't know. It's just too much crystal ball gazing at the moment. Anyway, Mark, if you're happy with that, going back to your question, if you want to put it up to maybe 90 on the NZD-CHF, just below the round figure, 57.90, that is, yeah, then you've reduced your risk. That's the best I can, but I wouldn't put it up with no. The moment should be about 18 pips in profits, too close. Certainly 100 if it was 100 up, but without doubt, absolutely, I'd definitely be modifying them. I said, assuming, by the way, everybody there knows how to modify stop loss. Please, I beg of you guys, do not trade unless you know how to operate the platform, modify, cut your position. You have to close the entire one, you know, bank half your, cut your position, cut your trade. Not just exit an entire amount. You know, you might want to, you've got 10 minis, like I said, you can bank 5, 10 micros, you can bank 5, let the 5 run. This, you need to know how it's done. Yeah, do not trade unless you fully understand how to get in, get out, modify, etc. There's a few new names there. I don't recognize one of the Candy, etc. Hope you're all aware of that. If you're not, don't have to. If you're a bit nervous to unmute and chat to me, well, then just post it on the chat line and do a quick explanation. It's important you interact. 3 weeks later, you are given the opportunity, you didn't, and then you did say, "Well, I didn't know that." Well, here's your chance to well, like know it. Okay, well, I've been waffling on like that. No, that's what I'm saying. Please, guys, you've got to interact. I'm trying to be polite, but if you don't, it's a forum. I can't help you. And I hate to see people make silly mistakes with an opportunity not to make them. Of course, MK, with pleasure. That's a good idea. Yeah, you need more coffee. I think you need to put something in that coffee. Make a little dollop of whiskey, that'll calm it. Okay, anyway, I've just, while you're asking the question, maybe an Irish one. That's a good idea. Where was going to go there? Yeah, copy and paste the economic calendar, the dollar index, please, and hold on to it. Check it out. Keep it there. I think I'll put my number up as in case coming up with the question. The second, I'll put my name on there. Roger. Trading support. Remember WhatsApp. Don't call me, can if you like, but rather WhatsApp's quicker. Got a lot of guys to deal with. I don't want to go in 3 hours on the phone. I just haven't got the time for it. If I have to, I have to. But I'd rather get it, short and to the point. 061 529 3431. If you've got below 500, I can't help it. It's just too small. But if you've got more than that and you need a bit of advice, trading, not about my platform doesn't work, or how do I get through to stock market college, or my internet's frozen. It's nothing to do with me, purely on trading. I'm pretty extended as it is, so please keep it on that. And if you do, please, I beg of you, don't just say, hi, this is me, I need help. I mean, who are you, You need to say, this is Joe Blogs. My real account number is 615-237, or whatever it is, 165-237, or whatever it is. And then, as mentioned, I've got more than 2.5 grand in my account, for more than $150. Please upload me to your VIP group. I'll not only do that, I'll post my contact details to and everything else going with it. Okay, if you're less than 2.5, you can't go on the group for your sake. To be honest, no problem, easy enough. For your sake, you'll get too many trades, you won't be able to handle them, and you might try them all and get margin. If you can put more funds in, it is worth it because you diversify. Guys, if you got in the hundreds, less than a grand, you can only really be overexposed going about one trade at a time. So you got all your eggs in one basket. That is the problem. That is the problem. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Thank you for reminding me of that. It's 5:30, isn't it? Thank you, Pete. We'll try to spend some time with some of the common sensible things that people are not realizing, so then they can feel it. It's not difficult. Well, let's go back to the NASDAQ that I mentioned. How long? It's 4 minutes old. This is quite quiet for a NASDAQ. And even though in 4 minutes it's moved 35 pips, you get the point. So that's 35 pips is a lot in a couple of minutes. Can you imagine what happens to the US dollar yen or the euro dollar or whatever? So it's a mover, and that's a quiet one. I've seen it do far more than that on opening. So yeah, it seems to be like the whole bloody market at the moment. Sort of go figure, scratching its head and sort of thing. Do I go up or down on this? Okay. And that's a brilliant news. It's the sort of stuff I want to hear. Thankfulness for that. Great. Getting despondent with the market at the moment. So that is like a, talk about NASDAQ area, that's like a jolter, but he cocaine or whatever the drug is into me on that one. Thank you. That's good to hear, Ken. Brilliant. Please never hesitate to tell me it's in blue. A lot of guys send me screenshots in red so I can do something about it. It is what it is, Yeah, I'll let you check the shares, see what's happening there. Brent's coming off a bit. Hope you modified your stop on Brent to entry. We don't want you to lose on this. It was up nearly 85 at one stage. That's coming off for some reason. All right, we've got a few. Let's go through them quickly. Apple is bouncing a little bit. Let's get the ones out in front of me. Where are they now? Yeah, Apple 152. It's up $1. So it might come off again. What else we got out? Google. Google's doing okay, really marvelous. 94 is TP. The problems in Google, I think, fundamentally, actually, that's might be, which is good if we're going short. So 103.75, just over about $6.25 per share. Another $3.5 more can come off. We'll hit the TP. Gold is dropping now. What's the dollar doing? Hang on. Dollar's doing squat. Oh my God, gold's suddenly dropping. Don't know what it's doing. Quite right. $8 is a lot. What's it suddenly come off for? No DXY. What's the yields doing? I'll put the yields up for you, but just as long as you know what they mean, I can copy and paste that. It is important, but some students don't have a clue what it means, so don't use stuff you don't understand. Okay, right. Go figure. NK, go figure. I don't know. To be honest. Microsoft, I think we're not Microsoft, stopped out. Nike's popped back up to it's about even Steven. Jumped up, isn't it? Profits about even Steven, so let it run. Oracle was at 89. Those who took it, still in a profit, 89.10, just under $2 a share in profit. Schwab, Schwab quite bloody jumping out of the sun of a thing. Schwab. Hey, can you believe it? Coming back to right about entry. Most guys got in around about 80. Oh, hang on, some guys might have been stopped out. If you're stopped out, well, it's one of those things, they have to come off. If you weren't stopped out, you're still in, you're in a profit. What a pleasure. Well, not much, but at least it's a couple of, it's not, it's about break even. Maybe a cent or two in profit, at least anyway. But if you're stopped out, well, that's the end of that. Okay. Anything else? AUD-JPY was a buy at 91.
Hey, mate.
Yeah, go for it.
You on 15 minutes time frame?
Yeah, I know. I'm just checking the speed of opening.
Okay.
I'm not doing a trade idea or a strategy. I'm just looking at the movement. You can't see it in a day. You can see it better. It's like zooming in so you can see it properly. No, that's the opening. Opens at 4:30. Okay. So it closed. What's today? It's Thursday. It closed Wednesday at about 11:30. I think it is. Round about that. It closed anyway last night, and it opened slightly down. So if you're in Schwab, you start to look at breaking even when you're down slightly. So it's starting to maybe pick up. You should be all right. AUD-JPY. But thanks for reminding me, Ken. I've done some strategy on 50 without thinking, and of course it's completely incorrect. So no harm to remind. It's okay. We've gone to 91. Don't chase it now. It's range trading from the 15-minute anyway. At least it's in profit. Can you move your stop? I think you can actually. 90.15 to stop. I don't know who's in this still. If you're in it, move your stop. Yeah, I can move it up to maybe break even. If you've got a 91, you can move it up to break even. Maybe a couple of pips below. Yeah, I think it was 190. She might have been kicked out. You kicked out. Anybody kicked out of it on the stop? But modify your stop to a couple of bits above entry on that, and then at least you're protected. Was anybody kicked out? It looks like it got there. Till the day this time. Yeah, it looks like it might have got there. But you should have been kicked out. You should have been kicked out in the profit, Eugene. Big difference, kicked out in the profit, kicked out in the loss. So Pete, were you knocked out on that one? Some guys might have had it still in or a wider stop or something. I don't know. They might still be there. So I'm watching all right. If everyone's out of it, there's no point. I'll just cross it off. Anybody still in Schwab? Okay, well, I'll cross it off then. No point in keep going back to it. Pity because it's now doing quite well. AUD-JPY is a profit. Okay, any mounts in on the yen? Hovering the 15, maybe get a bit of luck out of that. NZD-CHF. That's about all we've got at the moment, eh? NZD-CHF. Yeah, it's still okay. Yeah, on the NAS, is it doing anything? Still at 15. Not much to reset. But again, see my point. It's not even open for 15 minutes, and it's already moved 50 pips. So, guys, you've got to grab your account. It's too hectic. This in 15 minutes, it's moved 50 pips. That's $5. That's it's nearly 100 rand, about 90 rand. On a 500-600 account, that's about 15% in 15 minutes entire account with one instrument. You're after trouble.
Roger, I've forgot about Disney. Damn.
Oh, yeah, I feel like Disney as well. Thank you. Why, have you missed out this? Let's have a look.
It's
Whoa.
big time.
Whoa. You're looking for a buy on that, hey? Because you're above there. We're looking for a buy. Yeah, how far that shot up? $6.50. Pity. Question is, to chase it now. Now it's right up. But look, see this resistance here? And the sellers came in. You missed it. Sorry to say, mate. Just on subject, amazing what some human beings can achieve. I mean, Walt Disney, what he built, it's unbelievable. I don't know anybody's not heard of Walt Disney or seen some of his entertainment. And you know, the Walt Disney in Orlando, Disney World, and Disney, what's the other one? Disney World and Disneyland, that's right, in Los Angeles. Been to actually, happy. But yeah, amazing what certain individuals can achieve. In fact, they're one of the big five that have the total monopoly of entertainment now. If you see anyone in the entertainment, usually either Disney or what is it for? I forget their names now. Yeah. We'll talk about free enterprise. I think it's more monopoly. Okay, if you can afford to fund it, number one dealing. Number two, it must be your money. This is high risk, high return. So that risk you must remember. It mustn't be borrowed money. It mustn't be your rental money. It mustn't be your food money. Number three, you can do, sure. The amount, I can't say. Some months you're going to make enormous percentage. I work not amounts, percentage. I mean, 1,000 Rand is a lot of money in a £5 grand account, but it's not so much in a million account. So I'm just saying, work on a percentage. But you can do, I've done very high percentage of the month and not so good the next month. Consistency is the name of the game without getting too cute. So if you're consistent, follow the rules, don't get too cute with the markets, be disciplined. You should make some bucks. It's not big money, I'll be honest with you. It might be to you, but in the scheme of things, what's that? $300 US. It's, I have to say, it's not big when you talk about the international $1 trillion American market, which Forex represents. Never mind the shares and all the others. The biggest is Forex, you probably know. But you should do. But the key thing is to be disciplined. When you got the signals, it will give you 3 or 4 you go into when you get them. So you're not all your eggs in one basket, you diversify. One might give you a problem, the other 2 might kick in. You're going to get sometimes, that's the good thing about having a bit more money, you might get 3 or 4 signals that go wrong. It happens. Much as you get 7, 8 that might go right. That's not, it doesn't mean everyone's going to go right and going to go wrong. Let's say we try to say 2 out of 3 win. That's over a period of time. But there might be an area you get 3 or 4, someone it might get 5 on the trot of losers. Other times you might get 104. I think the best is about a dozen, about 12 or something, every one a coconut. Very difficult, even myself, not to get back and think, sit in your laurel, think I've cracked this business. That's when it comes back and bites. So the more thing is, get more money and absolutely run really, and discipline's the name of the game. Morris is on here. I think he's a gym instructor or something. And to be anything good at gym or, it's a big thing is discipline. So he'll probably back me up on this. In fact, everything. You do this particular, but it's for everything. But particularly in this, you do need that discipline. And unfortunately, don't try and get rich quickly. So if you've got 5 grand in your account, 300 Rand plus minus, you might squeeze. If let's say to get an extra volume of 1 micro will take you 320 risk, so be it. But if I see guys 500, 600, 800, 900, 1,000, sometimes more down on an instrument, they're way overexposed. You might get lucky. Hey, look at this, guys. I got 5 grand. I doubled it in the last 48 hours. That, unless you got lucky with the fundamental, it means you've overexposed. And instead of patting you on the back, I'll politely tick you off and say, you got lucky this time. You might blow your account the next. And I've seen it happen more often than I'd like to admit. Simply the discipline wavers, they go in too big after the fast buck, and it often comes back and bites. You're not going to be a doctor, a concert pianist after a few days. It ain't going to happen with this either. Thank you very much. And thanks to your report. It was printed on the WhatsApp. And they've got a lot of pats on the back on that one, Dealey. So thanks very much. Prepared to post on the head office WhatsApp. You paid me a compliment and got me a lot of brownie points there. So thank you very much. So I owe you that one, Dealey. Thank you very much. And the best way I can owe you is boring but sound wisdom on the discipline area. I know it's boring. Who wants to drive at 100 Ks an hour? You want to drive at 200 Ks. Everybody does. It's natural. But also you don't want to spend the weekend in the holding cell. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks. This is from years of experience, losing a lot of money, doing daft things, and to that sake, finding patience and discipline. And don't overtrade the account. You've had a few good trades, you toughen a bit to get a few more. And then you say, yeah, well, I didn't buy this thing to get no trades today. I was expecting 5 a day. Well, somebody you get more than that, other times not. I can send you 5 trades right now if you want, with any bloody good or not. Tell the story. You get my point. And I try to keep a brand name. That's why I get so fed up when 2 or 3 on the truck go wrong. And if I say it's the market, then just excuses, swallow it. Yeah, I know, I get that. It's frustrating because I try to keep a brand name out there. Funny enough, on that, I'm very pleased to find out when I asked head office, because they often go to head office in the plane or whatever, have you had many complaints on the signals? And they said not that many. So I was quite pleased with that. So maybe they're just realizing that, you know, we're doing our best. That's the bottom line. And you are going to get bummers. It's happened. But another one I want to mention as well is, you know, don't happen to what Mark was. It happened to something like early hours. He wasn't up and he comes back and hits a stop. We hadn't yet. He's still here. He might come right in the just end. But yeah, don't get the stop too close. We need to stop riding losers. We want to be riding winners. And we hold on to winners too long. Losers too long, the red too long. And because we get scared, we take the blue too quickly, move the stop loss too quickly. These are all natural psychological emotional reactions. Like everything else, it's not always the right thing to do. If you're doing well, why can't you do better? But the major thing is what you're doing is it's like the Marks and the Mikes and the Mariuses and the Farneys, the Anna Maries, etc. They're coming to trade and they're picking up knowledge. Not all trades go right, but they now know how to read it. They know how to think, hang on, that wasn't my fault, that was Roger's fault, or that wasn't mine or Roger's fault, that was the market's. Damn, I shouldn't have gone in, I forgot to check my calendar. The CPI is coming out in 10 minutes. You haven't bought that because I'll remind you, but you know what I mean. Then unfortunately, then you annoy yourself, we've all done that. But yeah, you're making the effort, and that's the #1 game. I'd rather you put 5 grand in and made an effort than 50 and not making an effort. Ken came up with that when he was last on last year, and he was so spot on. A lot of guys put a lot of money and they'll make more money. No, often they don't know what they're doing. They're emotional, going far too big. No stop loss, do soft things. They just lose more. You know what I'm saying? Remember you mentioned that, Ken, was last year sometime, quite a few months ago. Spot on. You need money to do it, but you also need patience, discipline, and knowledge. So you're totally on the same page. Because I don't want you to start to lose now, on my advice, after giving that compliment. So yeah, I'm keeping the same boat first. Yeah, but you get to do this. I'm sorry, it's school fees. The trouble with trading is not just what you buy for a course, school fees and mistakes you make in the early initial time of trading. It's like drive a car, like anything. Listen, just remember it's a skill. It's not a quick way out of your financial dwang. It's a skill, unfortunately, effort and grind's got to be put in to learn it. Remember, it's a zero game. If you've lost 10 rand, somebody else has won it. And you do the pro. Yeah, I'm thinking I can on that bit of advice. That really spot on. Don't think, oh, well, I'll just come in a minute and bung that in. I won't bother with the trading room. I won't bother with classes. I just buy my way out of trouble. And in the end, you blow it because that's not cool. Respect it, in other words. Like respect the speed limit. That's the way of putting it. Respect the speed limit, boring though it might be. Okay, is it dollar yen? Anything happening? Dollar's trying to ease up, trying to gradually. Is it reflecting? Slightly. So for that third of the stop, that was close. Keep your fingers crossed. Tesla's still going up. Sorry, can't see much on that. Why not? No, can't. I have to go to the 4. I don't know why I can't. Maybe we can't. Maybe that'll help. Ah, that's better. Right. Okay, Tesla's still going up. Very volatile share. I think it's getting near the exhaustion. We talked about this morning in the 8:30 strategy meeting amongst us guys, not you guys, us guys. And I said, looks like exhaustion, but it's opened up, as you can see. But how long it's going to last, I don't know. But you don't catch a falling sword. You don't try and catch a rising sword, I suppose. Don't try and get cues at the moment. We might get a little bit further up, I don't know, but it's getting near where I think we can start, maybe keep an eye, maybe get some bucks on the way down. But just keep an eye, okay? If I forget, remind me. I think, look at it tomorrow. Tuesday CPI, Anne-Marie Farney and Company. Remember you missed out on the, whatchamacallit, NFP, the jobs report. So maybe we'll have a look at the euro-dollar, some of the CPI, and do a straddle trade together. Yeah, we'll see how that works. But we can't do it together because it comes 3:30. But I'll go to the machinations, the mechanics of it, should I say, if you just remind me on Tuesday morning. Should remember, just in case. Looking back, I think we'll stick to that. My problem with the S&P wasn't jumped as much as I expected, far less. That's what's strange, eh? And the trouble is you got quite a wide spread. So you haven't got that big wide spread in the euro-dollar to contend with. It's the cheapest spread of all of them because it's immense liquidity. And it's a little bit more stable actually as well. Good. Right. Go on, please. Go, great. Go for it.
Sorry, I've read this afternoon that the forecast was that the markets will open higher, the American markets. And if you look at the shares, all of it seems to start picking up, going higher. So there's definitely buying power.
Yeah. Well, the reason is buying power, definitely. But I think some other reason is it's because the dollar's come off. And then the jobless claims were more, so it's less inflationary. So that's the expectation on that. But it hasn't exactly shot the lights out, has it? Let's just look at the hour. 4:30 opening, also time now. Half an hour opening. Look at that indecision. Not exactly shot the lights out. Yes, it was. Trading trade, absolutely. Well, I don't say it's doing badly. I haven't looked at it. Frightened to look, actually. But yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Remember, please, guys, don't touch the Dow if you've got accounts for 8-10 grand. It's too volatile. Remember, it's a contract size of 10, so it's $340,000 is your contract exposure. Multiply that 17, you're talking in the region about what? 2 million? Is that what? No, more than that, 5 million. Yeah, it's about 5 million, all right? 343, yeah, about 5 million rand exposure on one standard. 5,550,000. So on one micro, it's still a 50,000 rand exposure. 50,000 is a big exposure, going a 1,000 rand account. So with the wide stops as well. Don't go into the Dow with a 50 pip stop. You're asking for trouble, as you see in opening. Did it? Okay. Bloody hell. Just doing quite well, that wasn't. I looked at it actually. Been in for a couple of days and he forgot you. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, no. That was doing so well, eh? What was it? I think I humped all this paper. It was 2 days ago. GBP CHF. When did we do it? I know I saw this paper.
On the 6th.
Ah, yeah. Got it now. Thank you, 6th. Yeah. Yeah, that's not long ago. That's 3 days ago. 140.90 was the entry, and 140. What's wrong one then? Wrong one. GBP CHF. I'll find it. Oh yes, got it. No, that's GBP JPY. Where is it? Got right. I've got a doctor's handwriting here. Sorry, where is it?
That was a signal, Roger.
Yeah, I know the signal. I'm trying to find it written down here. There it is. GBP CHF. Ah, yeah, that's right. That's right. 1165. We got in at. It got nicely down, didn't it? What we on the 15 minutes? 1 hour. Make it 4 hours. Got nicely down here. 1078. Yeah, so it did okay. 1.099 stopped. It's still had a bit of way to get some of the TP, bit of way to go. Now look at it now. So yeah, so at least you stopped out breaking a profit or whatever. But now it's still, the guys are still in it. The total disaster. It's yeah, got it again. Yeah. 1165. What's it now? It's slightly to the negative, but it's not a total disaster. Come back up on the 4 hour to a bit of resistance for the daily. Similar, so it might come off here. I'll be honest with you. I would think this is a short as we stand now. The only reason I'm hesitating is you look at the economic calendar, check it out. Tomorrow is the monthly, yearly, and the quarterly GDP on the GBP is coming out. So you got a monthly, quarterly, and yearly coming out tomorrow, all three of them. So that's making me wary to try and climb in the end for another one. But if it wasn't for that, I'd say there's another chance to go in for a short. But you would be stopped out in the modified. You would be stopped out the lost one. The actual trade was 1.1265, which was right up here. You get my point. So it hasn't been there. So you've been stopped out in the modified one. I'm going to be careful when we say that, because there's guys in the room here. I see a lot of stopped out guys. A lot of them stopped out in the profit with the modified. Just bear that in mind. Newer guys. There's a big difference. We stopped out in the profit clearly and then the other way around. Eh? But yeah, normally speaking, that's a trade. I'm right risen up there, maybe come off. Depends what happens tomorrow morning. So I think I'm sorry to say another LIA job. Leave it alone.
Yeah, mate. Luckily, I took profit on this one. I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah, well done, Ken. But remember, Ken, by the way, guys, he's been around. He's done it before. It's not a first time. He's got some experience. It's good to have you guys on because when we look at trades, it can help. So we've got a few experienced guys backing it. It's the confidence now to maybe send it out to everybody, which is good. Brilliant, fantastic, love it. Geez, that's what I want to hear. Fantastic, mate. I got some blue, says Ken. I mean, nice promise. This is what you're going to hear, especially when I'm still an emotional guy. I get a down day with a couple of baddies and market doing daft things. Good to have. Thank you. That's why I get back to one daily now. That's why you got to be careful. You're going to get periods where it's not going to make much sense, and you got to have, make sure you stay in the game, not get overexposing, so you're knocked out on a bad couple of days. You want guys who build up over a year, then go redundant and put the whole lot back in.
Because
2 days.
mate, if you look at it where it just turned there was a very strong support on especially on a weekly time frame. You could see it clearly that it might not go through. Can you look at that? Yeah. Around the 2nd, around the 30th of October, it kept on bouncing there, and that's when I knew that I have to get out.
Yeah, I hear. Well done. That's experience. Well done. As I say, to me, I think that's right up there. That's a sell technically, but those fundies could screw the system up tomorrow. Just be aware of that. It could come flying off. What a pleasure. Or go flying up. Just remember, the fundies overcome the technicals. Or the fundies, I should say. Dollar yen says it's doing okay. There it is. Okay, it's starting to recover. Sure, that was close. Second time I tried, third with the stop. And then hope they'll do the same as last time at the TP. What's the dollar doing? Not much. You know what's suddenly accelerating? Maybe it's profit taking bounce. I don't quite know why. It's shot up now for about 30 odd pips. Why suddenly done that? Not much happened on the dollar. Give it probably a lot of that profit taking. A lot of guys think sold the DXY. That thing's oversold. I'm not buying it now. Momentum push it. That must be it. Okay. Well, let's see what's happening on the NAS. Look at that jumping around, 15 minutes. See that? Nearly, yeah, 80 pips. 80 pips. That's $8. That's 100 and what? 40 rand, something like that. About 140 rand, 600. Yeah, it's about just under 140 rand. It's moved per micro, per 1 micro. 140 times a micro, so that's a lot. 140 rand might not sound much. A guy got a few thousand rand. It's a percentage of a guy that's 14% of 1,000 rand account. And a fortune. Scary to say, we've got too many people with so small accounts. And that's 40% in literally in 15 minutes for the entire account. That's ridiculous. So leave it, guys, if you're not in a position to handle. Yeah, I think the guys have stopped out at Schwab. That's a pity about that. We seem to be doing okay now. Oh, it's coming off nicely now. Anybody still in Schwab? 5% is what the pros aim at, Mark. That's not me saying it, the pros say. They should consistently 5. Now, at the end of the year, you should be making around about, well, between 50 and 60% a year. If you're doing the job properly, that's a pro discipline, bit of experience going into it. That's correct. I remember 5% a year if I sit in the bank, so you can do that a month. That's 12 times as much. That's why you put the work in. But the guys who start thinking, I'll put 5 grand in and make 100 rand a day, they're obviously not mathematically knowledgeable because that's impossible. You could do it once or twice, sure, easily. Easy. But sustain that, I haven't seen it. Remember, 100 rand a day is 20 days trading a month. That's 2 grand a month. That's 40% a month, 480% a year. Put it back in percentage, you get some reality. Nice to dream, we must back it up to reality. We don't dream, we've got the sunshine coming into rain. Okay, well, right, the Nasdaq is jumping around, so let's see what happens there. Okay. If you can find them, sure. I'm looking to possibly sell Tesla, but I think we're getting a bit of ahead of ourselves on that. There's no indication yet that we should be selling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to sell, but not yet. I think I certainly wouldn't buy it out too late. I think Netflix is getting a little overbooked as well. So I think we can see that's battling to hold above here. I'm expecting a pullback on this one. So I'm clearly looking for possibility on that one. I think you're being a bit too aggressive to try and get at the moment, but is a possibility. Wide stop, maybe a $12 stop. It's 380, just under $12. Remember, if you bought $12, then you maybe get half a share. But the point, I'm looking for pullback on that one. You can get the confirmation. Should be an Oracle or whatever. Yeah, Microsoft. I'm seeing Microsoft a possibility. I think that's very much overcooked. I think that's going to be another boot for a pullback. Those three I've got on my horizon, Anne-Marie, on my event horizon, they said. But I'm just going to keep that for the moment. Still the market is in what is going to start coming on. I don't see 13,000 being more open or sustained break on the Nasdaq. Yeah, I'm putting my head out. Oh yeah, State of the Nation South Africa today. Just go out of trading room Zoom. Had Chef sell Baba. Yeah, Baba. I'll do Baba first. Looking for my shares because it's open now anyway. Baba. Baran. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's another one. As the buy zone, wouldn't be buying it. The tendency to be holding. There you are. See what I mean? Seem to be holding. Yeah, I see downside here. Unfortunately, I want to stop up there. That's my only issue. It's for a $300 or $200 share. I told you I'm a problem. It's a $100 share. 12 is a lot. It's 12% stop. I don't really want it tighter. Maybe I could squeeze it here. 118, maybe $10, but certainly no tighter than that. That's the only problem. So if you put it $10, we're gonna look at least 16, 15 pushing it. So try and $16. That's not really going to work. Maybe squeeze to there, preferably to there as your TP, but no, preferably there or there at least. But I do see the possibility on that one, yeah, NK, very much so. Let's look at the shorter term one. Go through a bit more action. 1 hour. See, we're not really getting much confirmation, but indecision there. But I just think that this is a big bull trend in a very much overextended market with a lot of problems still on the horizon. I think it's a fool's paradise, some of these high prices. Anyway, that brings me, that's what it is. And look, it's on the 15 minutes, get a bit indecision. Yeah, honestly, I see downside, but you're gonna have to have a wide stop. If you handle a wide stop and you're happy with that, maybe look at it now. In fact, might be a bit aggressive, to be honest. Might want confirmation, and your discipline on it, like people like Anne-Marie is, probably would veto it, and she'd probably be right, to be honest. If you're in an aggressive mood and you've got the funds and you want to take an aggressive trade on it, it's possibly look at it now. But if you're too nervous, NK, absolutely, yeah, wait. Okay, if you want to look at it, tell me now. Wait, okay. There's a lady, feet on the ground, probably right. If you want to look at it, guys, address, we'll come back to it. I just want to do the CAD CHF in the meantime. I didn't see one earlier on, see one now. You want to sell it, 68.92. Don't worry about the fifth decimal point, don't worry about that.
Yes, I'm in a sell, mate. I'm in a sell.
Ah, you are. You sold it at, okay. I shoot you on about now, beg your pardon, well done. Well, bloody done, you're doing all right, eh? Well, clearly you can do it, definitely. 92 down to here is about 45 pips in profit, what a pleasure. Where can we put it? What we on the daily? Put it back above here. Yeah, you got it at 92. Yeah, I think you can make it at 72. There you go. Is that too close? Yeah, 23 pips away, that should be all right. Yeah, I reckon you can put it 68.72. There you are.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Great to have you back. I mean that. The risk of embarrassing Anne-Marie, but I want you guys to listen to it because one thing bad about when you start getting older, you slow down. There's no doubt about it. I can't run like I could 20 years ago, for sure. But with more wisdom and you know, and yeah, a bit more disciplined on that basis. So yeah, just try and bring that in, guys. If you can afford to take the big risk and you can pump an all of 20K in, if you can come a cropper, that's different. But if you're trying to make a living out of it, trying to do it properly and professionally, try and do it on a disciplined basis. Yeah, I haven't met a successful pro trader who jumps in going, I'll put in 20% risk on this and 5 in another one, or you know, that sort of thing. They're disciplined. In fact, I think most successful people are disciplined. Hey, doesn't matter if they've got a privileged background or not, they're disciplined. Okay. Right. Anything else, guys? And gas is just become a bit of a bloody pain in the backside. I'm not keen. Look at that, it's a daily chart. I've seen more action in the bloody 3 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? That's a stupid example. I've seen more action in the paint drying. And it's too late to sell it down now. I didn't want to do it down there. But every time we try to look at maybe a possible buy, things continue to come off. I think some guys are in it for the last 10 days or so at 2.75. Look at the speed of it. Look at this kind of tiny little range here. I honestly, unless you're in it, I hope it's all right. But otherwise, it's going nowhere. I've warned the guys who want to take it. It's going nowhere. It's a pain in the backside, that thing. You don't believe me? Ask Mark. Ask Farney. Do you want to go to NGAS, Farney? Mark, eh? Hell
Never,
no.
ever.
Hell no. If you're in it, don't worry. It's okay. Let it run. You might come right. It's got to get some value sometime. I just hope it's sometime in the next 50 years. It's like an exaggeration.
Yeah, it's like the two CFDs that also give me chips, and currently I will start feeling the same as for NK, and that is Microsoft is the one, and Boeing. Gee whiz, those
Oh,
two,
oh,
they
whoa.
played
Wait.
games with me.
Boeing fooled everyone, including myself. Absolutely fooled me. I thought we had twice we got shorts now, and twice it came back a bit badly. Boeing agree on. Microsoft, I will defend slightly. We've done a couple of Microsoft trades and they've been okay. In fact, the three, one's failed, two have been all right, which is a normal sort of ratio when it should be when you're getting it right. I think we can. I think we should do something with this. Not now. Look at the momentum. Definitely not now. But I think we're going to get where if it gets 80. Let's look weekly on this one. Look at that on the weekly times 100. There we are. I think it's getting to the stage where, hang on, we want to be on board with it. What sort of stop we can do? I'll try a wider stop, but I can't see it. Yeah, even a wider, maybe a seriously wide stop. Remember, it's a $270 share, so you can do $12, no problem there. Summing up there. I'm surprised it gets back up there. And it's been defended on the weekly, as you can see. So I think Microsoft's a possible sell. I'm just scared at the moment because I haven't seen much momentum to the downside. Look at the 4 hour. Clear it up a bit. 1 hour, 15 minutes. Now we're not really getting any confirmation as yet, but that I think is definitely. I think we get something good out of that. I think it's a good possibility it might come back down to 230, 240 area. On NGAS, yeah, but yeah, that to me is another one we mentioned. So Microsoft, Tesla, the one you mentioned just now, Baba, and Netflix. Tesla, Netflix, Microsoft, and Baba. Potentially, these guys, I think, can deliver some good money. I sure can do it. Anyone not understand this? Please listen in. It's inversely proportional to the dollar and the yields. Okay, so if the dollar goes up and the yields on the 10-year note go up, gold in theory, in a rational world, you know, market can be funny with a lot of emotions flying. If it goes up, will the gold come off, and vice versa. However, always bear in mind they're at quite a lot for CPIs and that sort of thing. They're at very much on the dollar, and it's very much a fear factor thing. And believe me, the big boys are frightened of this market and the world debt. So I know for a fact Indians as in India, you know, country, a lot of big boys there, and China buying up gold. So for me at the moment, I still expect gold to dollar weakness or strength over a period. I expect it to still continue upwards. But we'll see anyway. But yeah, there's a relationship. If you're long on gold, you want that dollar to weaken. And you want the yields. The yields like the interest on the bond. You know, you put 100 grand in an account, you're getting interest on it. The 5% interest of what you're getting, 10% of what you're getting is the yield. The bigger the yield, the worse it is for gold. Because remember, gold does not produce dividends, purely capital gain. So if you increase the interest on the yield, it's like an opportunity cost. It phrases opportunity cost on gold, and that's why it will weaken the price, because you're missing out on a higher interest rate by going into gold. You know, so I hope that makes sense. So if dollar goes up, gold should come off. The big thing is to worry about inflation at the moment. That's the major thing.
Yes, NK, we normally check the DXY when you want to trade the gold. You see, then you can get a good direction from checking the DXY. Like he says, inverse proportion. then if the DXY goes down, then you know that the gold might go up.
Very much so. And as you mentioned that, I've printed every single session. I copy and paste on the chat line. So NK, if you're trading and you don't have it, you must have it. I post enough. If you still miss, I'll post it again. I'll post it again. I'll post it again. But you must have it. Quite right. He's actually 100% right. Got to keep an eye on that thing. It's a tradable instrument. We don't have it, but you have it. So keep it. I posted it there for a reason, not just for fun. The guys must copy it into their browser, save it, and have it handy. So when they open up their laptop, they should have minimized the yields, the economic calendar, and the 10-year note. I often mention heat maps, but I'm a bit wary of you guys because they don't realize it's a lagging indicator giving that movement, and they might jump in on that when it's not quite as simple as that. So, you know what I mean? If you're not interpreted correctly, it can do more damage than good. But if they do like and understand it, I can always copy and paste that for you. It's no good having it posted on the chat line and then you don't open it up every day. You should, like I do at the moment, or I have two screens. You go, one, it doesn't matter, okay. Have it minimized. Like I'd go right now to my other screen and click on the DXY and I can see it's at one. I put on the 1 hour only so I can see it moving. Put on the day if you like, for no other reason. And I can see now it's 1 to 2.71. So if you ask what the DXY is, click on a button, it's there. I'm going to start searching for it. If you know what the yields are doing, I click on that button and it's just over 3.5. Actually close to about 3.6% is the yield. And it's going up a little bit. And that yield would have a slightly negative effect on the gold. But don't trade gold at the moment. It's too shallow a range jumping around. Yeah. Don't buy or sell it. It's no good to the moment. We have actually got a trade out. Some guys might still be in there, I'm not sure, which is a bit of a profit anyway. All right, so there it is. But Microsoft, those ones I gave, those 4 US shares I gave to you, write them down. I'll give them to you again if you like. Keep them possible. Good selling can come up and get the right entry, get the confirmation. I think we can do good for them.
Was that on Microsoft? Is that a sell?
All of them sell. I think this market's overheated. I'm very nervous buying this market. All right, I think it's been getting up, but I mean, I'm not sure that's staying. So Microsoft, Baba, Netflix, and Tesla, they're all potential. I'm not sure I jump in now. I want confirmation. We haven't got the confirmations yet, but those 4, I think we can do some very good stuff with that. Maybe tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed. There's no session tomorrow afternoon on Fridays. So it'll be up to you guys to remember that and get the possibilities there, you know, do this thing. But get a decent stop on all of them. I think you've learned enough where to put it out of the way. Go to the weekly, put it out of the way, somewhere up here. Take it somewhere up here, about $12, yeah. Maybe that's too far. Maybe 285 or something like that. Well, maybe that's a bit much. 280, something like that. At least $10 to $12 on it, and then obviously get a $20, $30 TP depending where it is. But the possibilities of all 4 of those. I'd say leave BA. I'm with Barney on that. And leave BA alone. That's just no, not good enough. Even Meta has some good results coming out after they fired all those poor people. Meta's only been going a short period of time, so on the daily. I think that's waiting to come. It's been sideways, but look at that gap on those good earnings coming out. Good possibilities there. Leave it for the time being. And we get the market where I can honestly say, and I've got a bit of experience here, but it's getting my head in a spin. Trust me, rather just keep careful. And do you think I like sending a trade idea out that goes sour? I promise you, I don't. When they go right, you see in the trading room, I'm pretty bloody chirpy. When they don't, I'm bloody miserable. It's not my money, it's your money I'm worried about. GBP CHF, and then we'll wait till tomorrow on that. So there you go. NZD CHF, anything happening? Dollar yen. Perhaps it's true now, right? Trying to at least. Back up at 70, that's not so bad. What was it on NZD? Will it get? Got a buy on this. It's holding its own. Very, very, very slow. At least it's holding its own. It's about 20 pips now for the entry. I still think it's still close at 58.30, round about level to stop. But you can certainly reduce. You can certainly reduce your risk. Maybe at 57.90 at the moment. Maybe just leave it there. Keep your fingers crossed. If this can get up to about 60 odd, then you get a couple of pips above entry. Then you're protected. It's a bit early at the moment. But if you feel uncomfortable or you don't want to sleep at night, anything can bloody happen in the middle of the night, dark things do, then maybe you can protect yourself by modifying a bit of a profit and you sleep a bit easier. Minding me? Not really. I'm still uncomfortable, 10B. Not much movement. I hope that 10-day was going to hold, but it's not. It's right on support at the moment. I still think it's a good trade, 10B. Not taking both from that. I still think upside is a good trade. I'm just a little bit nervous at the moment. We're not getting much follow through. We're not getting confirmation. A bit of background noise. We'll knock you off a minute. Give me a second. It's nearly past anyway, so it's not that off. Yeah, it's to me that's still a buy. I'm just a bit nervous. Where do we put the stop? That can't be right to 4 hours. One. Maybe the 50. Yeah, we use the 50 down here. That's right. 98 pips. Then we need at least 160. Not going to do it. If you want to take this, is pretty aggressive. I like the trade. It's pretty aggressive. If you want to take it, we've got to aim here, right? So we're talking about maybe 110 pips. So 60 is really the maximum stop. Round about here. If you want to risk that, but it's. I'm feeling people like Anna Marie might just say, "I'll wait on that," but it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's pretty damn aggressive. But it is on some support, and I prefer. Oh, hang on, guys. I beg your pardon. GDP tomorrow, 10B. I nearly forgot. GBP 3 is coming out on the GDP, and monthly and the quarterly and the yearly. So for that reason alone, I think it's a bit too aggressive to go for it. But otherwise, I have to say we might miss out on this one because otherwise I like it. I think it's a well spotted one, that one. So I think what we can do is we can look at it again tomorrow after GBP funds have been released, and we might get an opportunity. Okay. Good stuff. Right. Okay. Is there anything else, guys? I've run out. You've all got your please save it like it's okay, guys. Your dollar index, your note if you like, your 10-year note, your economic calendar, and when you wake up and you open up, you want to trade, have them minimized. You have to save your charts. You all got a risk calculator. If you haven't, get it for the live chat and download it onto your system, not for shares. And you know specifications, go there, right click, left click on specifications, gives you information about the instrument. You've got to be able to understand it. If you don't, ask or go to class and do something. But whatever you do, you've got to understand. Don't put look at it and mean nothing to you. And for goodness sake, somehow get the understand the mass, contract size and things like that. Imperative. How many jobs do you get today if you can't read or write, can't add and subtract, can't do percentages, and you have no internet and you haven't got a computer? You see what I mean? Whether you like it or not, they've got you by the you know what, so you've got to have those things. Okay, anything else, guys? Thanks for all your help as usual. Been a bit of a boring day today, a bit of a frustrating day. I think we still managed to somehow squeeze some value out on the line. So you lost a TP for Google. No problem. Gives you that. All right, guys, wonderful session. Yeah, I absolutely agree on that. Okay, got it. Thanks. Fine. Google. Where is it? That won't take long at all. Where Google, my friend? 103.75. I'll put it on for you there. 103, so it's written down. That's what you said was a stop loss as a stop loss. Or TP. So I made a right remember the quick. TP or stop loss. TP, I beg your pardon. TP on Google was, beg your pardon, sorry about that. So you should worry about the sodding stop if you get the TP involved. 94.0. That's our TP. Is it still doing good? Yeah, it's doing good, eh? Might get a bit of noise here. Watch that. Starts bouncing, you know, decent profit might take you. Don't get shooting back up there again. It might get a bit of noise here. The TP is this level. Lucky thing. Yeah, TP is right about here. So this is the 100-day moving average. Any buyers coming in on that? Not much. Good. It might go through, but just watch it a bit. Okay, because you know, nice profit. In fact, you can actually, I think, yeah, you can. You can actually put maybe a stop loss at 99. So you got $4, whatever, plus profit per share. Eugene or whoever, in fact, all of you can if you want. Put it 99, you build a bit of a profit and just see if you can break through and get your TP. I think this market's overcooked and it's been one of the weaker ones, so it should become right. If it does break through, you might even want to cut some of your position and bank it, put your stop a bit closer and see if it breaks further down. Just give me some things to work on. Hope for TP tonight, my friend. Okay, right. Okay, guys. All good? All good? Good stuff. Yeah, Eugene, you're with me. If I go too quick, it's a bad habit of mine. Say, slow down, Roger. Do that, run that by me again or whatever. Certainly do it. We're on the same page. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark, and everybody else for entertaining me in these sometimes torrid times, and I'll entertain you in these great times. How's that? You're my therapist when things are not going as well as I like. Cheers, guys. Catch you tomorrow. Cheers.